Do you know the signs of someone being suicidal? It's a question that carries weight, and rightly so. Suicide is a severe issue that can impact individuals of all ages. Spotting the signs in someone contemplating suicide and offering them help is crucial. In this discussion, we'll delve into 14 signs that might indicate someone is suicidal. From feelings of hopelessness to sudden mood swings and social isolation, these signs can be subtle yet significant. Recognizing these signs might just save a life. In the throes of despair and helplessness lies the first sign. This is often the initial indication of a person's suicidal tendencies. When someone feels hopeless, they might believe there's no future for them, that their life holds no meaning or purpose. This overwhelming sense of despair can be all-consuming, clouding their judgment and making it hard for them to see any light at the end of the tunnel. The second sign to look out for is a change in the person's conversation topics. They might start talking more about death or suicide. This could manifest as them expressing fantasies about death, or even making explicit plans about how they would end their life. It's vital to take such conversations seriously, as they could be a cry for help. The third sign is a little more tangible: preparing for death. This could take the form of them writing a will, giving away their possessions, or even making arrangements for after their death. It's as if they're setting their affairs in order, preparing for the end. This can be a particularly distressing sign to witness, but it's crucial to recognize it for what it is: a potential indicator of their intention to end their life. These three signs, feelings of hopelessness and helplessness, talking about death or suicide, and preparing for death, are not definitive proof of suicidal tendencies. They are, however, strong indicators that the person may be contemplating suicide. It's important to approach the person with care and sensitivity, offering them support and encouraging them to seek professional help. In this complex and difficult journey, remember that you are not alone. There are numerous resources available to aid those dealing with suicidal thoughts and to support those around them. Always remember that there is hope, and help is available. These signs often indicate a person's suicidal tendencies. It's crucial to be vigilant, to recognize these signs, and to act promptly and appropriately. A sudden increase in risky behavior is not to be taken lightly. This is the fourth sign that someone may be contemplating suicide. Risky behavior can manifest in various ways. It could be an escalation in substance abuse, a newfound recklessness behind the wheel, or even a sudden predilection for gambling. Remember, the key here is the sudden and uncharacteristic increase in these behaviors. Moving on to the fifth sign, we often see symptoms of depression. Depression and suicidal tendencies can often go hand in hand. Look out for signs of overwhelming sadness, anxiety, sleep disturbances, loss of appetite, or difficulty concentrating. These symptoms are not always easy to spot, as they can be masked by a person's attempt to seem normal. The sixth sign can be a bit paradoxical. We're talking about sudden mood swings. It might seem strange that someone contemplating such a grave act could appear happier than usual, but this is often a result of the person feeling a sense of relief at the prospect of ending their pain. Of course, mood swings can also swing in the other direction, with the person appearing more despondent than usual. Our seventh sign is social isolation. A person considering suicide might start to withdraw from their loved ones and their usual activities. They might avoid social situations, seem distant in conversations, or spend an excessive amount of time alone. It's important to note that social isolation can be both a cause and a symptom of suicidal ideation. These behaviors can be a cry for help. It's crucial to take these signs seriously and reach out to the person exhibiting them. A simple conversation can make a world of difference. In the next scene, we'll discuss the next 4 signs to look out for. Anger and irritability can be manifestations of inner turmoil. In our journey to understanding the signs of suicidal tendencies, the 8th sign we'll discuss is the presence of anger and irritability. People grappling with such heavy thoughts often struggle with emotional regulation. They may have frequent outbursts of anger or become irritable at the slightest provocation. This isn't just occasional frustration, it's a consistent pattern of heightened anger and irritability that can be hard for them to control. Moving on, the 9th sign is engaging in self-harm. This can be a clear indication that someone is in deep emotional pain. Self-harming behaviors vary widely, but they all involve a person intentionally causing physical harm to themselves. It's a destructive coping mechanism that provides temporary relief from emotional distress, but it's certainly not a healthy or sustainable one. Next, we have the 10th sign, Sleep problems. People with suicidal tendencies often struggle with sleep. This could mean having trouble falling asleep, waking up frequently during the night, or waking up much earlier than needed. On the other hand, they might sleep far more than usual. This disruption in sleep patterns can lead to a vicious cycle, as lack of proper sleep can exacerbate feelings of depression and hopelessness. Lastly, for this segment, the 11th sign is changes in appetite. This could mean eating far less than usual or conversely eating far more. Both extremes can be a response to emotional distress. Some people may lose their appetite completely while others may turn to food for comfort. Significant weight loss or gain can accompany these changes in eating habits. Remember, these signs are not definitive proof of suicidal thoughts, but they are important indicators. If you notice these signs in someone you know, it's crucial to take them seriously. These signs can point to an internal struggle that can lead to suicidal thoughts. An inability to focus can be more than just a lack of concentration. It can be a sign of someone battling suicidal thoughts. This 12th sign, concentration problems, can manifest in various ways. The person may struggle to maintain their attention on tasks they were once adept at, or they may find it hard to follow through with their daily routines. They may seem exceptionally forgetful or unusually distracted. This isn't just about forgetting where they left their keys, but a consistent pattern of difficulty in focusing on tasks at hand. The 13th sign to look out for is feelings of guilt and shame. A person contemplating suicide may feel a profound sense of guilt, as if they are a burden to their loved ones or society. They may express feelings of worthlessness and blame themselves for real or perceived failures. They may feel shame for being in their current mental state, further isolating themselves and fueling their suicidal thoughts. It's important to remember that these feelings are intense and very real to the person experiencing them. Lastly, the 14th sign is saying goodbye. This can be a particularly alarming sign and should be taken very seriously. Someone who is contemplating ending their life may start to say their goodbyes, giving away personal belongings, or settling their affairs. They may express a desire to put things in order or not leave a mess. Such actions are often their way of preparing for the end. In conclusion, these final signs, concentration problems, feelings of guilt and shame, and saying goodbye, are crucial to understanding and identifying someone who may be contemplating suicide. It's important to remember that these signs don't necessarily mean that someone will definitely attempt suicide, but they do indicate a high level of distress that shouldn't be ignored. Recognizing these signs can be the first step in helping someone in crisis. It is our responsibility as friends, family, and fellow humans to be aware of these signs and act accordingly. By reaching out and offering help, we can potentially save a life. As we wrap up, it's important to remember that these signs are not definitive. These 14 signs we've discussed are indicators that someone might be struggling with suicidal thoughts. Firstly, feelings of hopelessness and despair can be a major sign. This is often characterized by a lack of hope for the future and a belief that life is meaningless. Secondly, increased talk about death and suicide can be another red flag. This could involve fantasizing about death or making suicide plans. Thirdly, preparing for death, such as writing a will or giving away possessions, can indicate suicidal tendencies. Then, an increase in risky behaviors, such as substance abuse, alcohol use, gambling, or reckless driving, can also be a sign. Depression symptoms, including sadness, anxiety, sleep problems, loss of appetite, or concentration issues, are often present in individuals contemplating suicide. Sixth, sudden mood swings can be a sign. These individuals might appear happier or sadder than usual. Seventh, social isolation is another indicator. People with suicidal tendencies often distance themselves from social situations and loved ones. Eighth, anger and irritability can be signs. These individuals might have quick tempers. Ninth, self-harm tendencies can indicate suicidal thoughts. This could involve cutting, burning, or other forms of self-injury. Sleep problems, eating disorders, concentration issues, feelings of guilt and shame, and saying goodbye to loved ones are the final 5 signs we've discussed. If you notice these signs in someone you know, don't hesitate to reach out and offer help. You could be their lifeline,